Thanks so much for joining us here at 5. I'm John Adams. Our top story is the ongoing fire just across the border into Washington that's prompted level 3 go now evacuations. The Berdo Fire is moving north and east, forcing emergency officials to expand the evacuation zone and shut down some roads. About 440 homes under go now orders. Our Celine Stevens has been in the gorge all day. And Celine, what have you seen out there?
John, so we were in the town of Lisle just a few hours ago as people were evacuating after receiving that level 3 evacuation notice. And that's where you could really smell the smoke and see the effects of this fire. And even now on the Oregon side of the Columbia, you're going to see that thick smoke there behind me. We've had helicopters and planes coming to scoop up water from the river to use it to fight the fire all day long, with these crews working all day long to try and fight this, as the Berdo Fire has now spread far beyond 1,200 acres.
See it like literally all the way up that crest was just flames there for, I don't know, a couple hours at the very least.
The Berdo Fire began burning in Klickitat County Friday afternoon.
2-3 o'clock somewhere in there, we just started seeing this giant pillar of smoke pulling up over the hill, and you could even see the flames at that point. It was just cresting just right over.
All it takes is an ember for the wind to take it, and it ignited that, and then it's been fast moving ever since.
Strong winds in the area not helping as crews attacked the flames from the sky and from the ground as the fire continued to spread to the east and north.
At this point, we're bringing in more attack crews, hand crews, to really get out there on the line. We've got air resources that are already at work out on the landscape, and so we'll be scaling up throughout the day. By the end of the day today, we should have about 250 resources on the fire.
The Southeast Washington Type 3 Incident Management Team took control over the firefighting efforts early Saturday.
We are protecting structures on the fire. There are several hundred structures that are within the area. The level of threat differs depending on which part of the fire that they're on.
It forced the closure of portions of State Route 14 and State Route 142 by Saturday afternoon, plus multiple evacuations that continued growing, including a level 3 evacuation in Lisle, impacting many, like this man's parents.
They live over in Lisle, and I just got a phone call from them maybe 20 minutes or so, and they're going through town telling everybody to evacuate.
The fire, spanning over 1,000 acres, believed to have burned at least one home, according to a witness who says he spoke with the man who lived there.
And you could sort of see a skeleton of a house just on fire, and it was super clear, and he was watching it and taking pictures. The whole thing probably took like 30 minutes, which actually kind of seemed like a long time, but when you think about it, it's like years of work are just gone in half an hour.
So the incident management team told me that the exact amount of acres can't be confirmed right now because their primary focus is getting a handle on the fire and stopping the spread. But again, it's far beyond 1,200 acres at this point. Now, for those in need of emergency shelter, the Red Cross currently has 2 available, one at Columbia High School in White Salmon and one also on this side of the river at the Dalles Middle School. Again, when it comes to road closures, we're seeing portions of State Route 14 and 142 that are seeing closures, as well as portions of Centerville Highway. Now, in order to find out if you're in an evacuation zone, you can look at the Klickitat County's emergency management webpage, and of course also find the latest updates on KGW.com. John?
All right, our Celine Stevens. Celine, thank you so much for that reporting. Please stay safe out there. All right, let's turn now to meteorologist Joe Ranieri, who's keeping an eye on weather conditions for us in the area. Joe?
Well, we just saw how strong those winds are where Celine is at near Lisle, Washington. And they're going to remain strong, not just tonight and into tomorrow, but going forward the rest of the weekend into the early part of the week as well. So again, strong winds overnight. I'm forecasting gusts anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour. That's the lighter side, but the closer you get into the east end of the Columbia River Gorge on the Washington side and the Oregon side, you're going to be seeing those gusts anywhere from 30 to maybe 40 miles an hour over the next 24 to 48 hours. And again, very dry conditions, low humidity levels anywhere from 15 to 20%, windy and dry heading into the early part of the week as well. And gusts currently here locally are pretty much non-existent, but the closer you get into the Columbia River Gorge, basically from the Dalles into Pendleton, that stretch, you're looking at gusts anywhere from 30 to 40 miles an hour. There's also another pretty intense wildfire burning near Madras. Again, you're looking at very windy conditions throughout central Oregon. So the area that's going to be seeing most of the wind over the next couple of days will be throughout basically Hood River East. We're talking Goldendale and the Tri-Cities there in Washington. Gusts up to be about 30 miles an hour late tonight and early tomorrow. They don't really die down much going into parts of Central Oregon. You're Maupin and parts of Condon. You're going to be seeing gusts the Central Oregon area tomorrow, anywhere from about 20 to maybe 25 miles per hour. So again, low relative humidity and very windy conditions. Two things you aren't really want to deal with when you're fighting a wildfire. Windy conditions through tonight and really the next couple of days throughout the Columbia River Gorge. Tomorrow will stay cooler, and looking ahead, come Monday, John, there is a slight chance for some light showers, but they're going to be very light and not going to be really going that far east. And you can kind of tell from Ardell's camera, that is all the wildfire smoke that's kind of filtering in from Lyle, Washington. Gusts now that near the Dalles are close to 40 miles an hour. So like I was telling you, the wind is going to be a big factor, not just tonight, but over the next couple of days. I'll talk more about your local forecasts in just a few minutes.
Yeah, Joe, scary situation out there. Thank you. We'll see you later in the show. Well, new this evening, there are now level 3 evacuation notices in parts of the Warm Springs area due to 2 wildfires burning nearby. Now, this is time-lapse video of one of them. Both fires, the Butte Creek Fire and the Greeley Heights Fire, are at about 1,200 acres. There are also level 1 and level 2 notices there. Now to Central Oregon, where nearly 800 people continue trying to contain the Cram Fire. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office says the fire, which has burned more than 95,000 acres, has destroyed a total of 6 buildings, 4 of those being homes. Fire crews are working to establish and strengthen a line around the perimeter of the fire with the help of water drops from the air. And stay with KGW for updates this wildfire season, with the latest on these blazes available anytime at kgw.com or on our KGW mobile app. And you can stream us anytime on our free TV app, KGW+. And we're also following breaking news in the Pleasant Valley neighborhood in southeast Portland. That's where we still see a police presence following a reported stabbing that is now a homicide investigation. Libby Dowsett joins us live from the scene, but first a warning as details are graphic. Libby, what more do we know?
This is some disturbing information, John, so we want people to know that before we start this report. Now, we just had an impromptu news conference with Sergeant Kevin Allen from Portland Police, who wanted to confirm they have a suspect in custody for this shooting, or rather this stabbing investigation. Again, a stabbing investigation right here at the scene behind me. We are at the 6400 block of Southeast 143rd Court. You can see the house back in the background there. Also, more heartbreaking, there is a woman who was found stabbed and passed away, and police found 5 children in the home. Police believe they were all under the age of 6 years old, and they were not injured, and police were able to get them out of the home even before the SWAT team arrived and the CERT team. So police believe those children are safe. They've reunited them with family members. Now, neighbors have been out here all day, as well as police, and police say this is going to be a hard topic as the information starts to come out about these children and this woman who was found stabbed in this home.
I'm comfortable saying that they would have been exposed to the violent crime. Which is terrible and which is tragic. And one of the things, many of the officers that respond to stuff like this were parents as well. And so really our hearts go out to these kids, and we want to, that really they're our top priority right now, to make sure that they're safe and cared for and feel like, that their needs are being addressed.
Now, as for the identity of the woman found stabbed behind me, or the children, or the suspect, they are not releasing that information right now. They are saying that he was found about 3 hours later after police were first called to this house. So 3 hours later, police found him in Vancouver, and he's with Vancouver Police now. Now, the Gresham Police were here, the CERT crisis negotiators, You can't imagine how many people were here all day blocking off this road, and cars were backed up for miles as they waited for police to clear the roads. They have just cleared Foster Road, but again, this crime scene behind me is still taped off. Now back to you.
Libby, thank you so much. Still a very active scene behind you. Thank you for that reporting. Well, an update today on a deadly Friday shooting in the parking lot of a grocery store. Portland police say they booked the suspect, 41-year-old Ash Sarethi, on murder charges. The shooting happened just before 4 yesterday outside of the Safeway in the Roseway neighborhood. Witnesses told us they saw a man trying to break into a van before they heard gunshots. By the time first responders got there, the victim had died.
The guy's van, that's his work truck, so he was trying to protect it. It's depressing, you know, crime being the way it is, especially in this little neighborhood.
Police have not yet confirmed witness accounts, but it does remain an active investigation.
And I thought it was kids with fireworks again because, you know, it's been going off for the last month. And then I got up and I saw this flash of lightning, and it took down the power cords and unhooked them from like the house. And I was like, oh my God, it was the tree.
A woman in Southeast Portland is asking the city to better maintain its trees after one crushed her fiance's car. It happened around 4:30 this morning. She says this tree outside their house is in the Brooklyn Park, meaning it is maintained by the city, but again, right outside their home. Because of the down power lines, she couldn't move her fiance's truck out from under the partially collapsed tree.
So I was standing there, the second branch came down and it landed on top of the first branch and just crushed the truck. And it broke off right there. And me and my roommate ducked because it was so close, and branches came down in our porch and everything.
The collapse also damaged the fence and 2 cars at a nearby auto mechanic shop. No one was hurt.